Complete works of Swami Vivekananda, Volume 1, Section 3, Patanjali Yoga Aphorism, Chapter 1, Concentration and its spiritual uses. Atha Yoganuशासनम. First shlok. Now concentration is explained. Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Second shlok. Yoga is restraining the mind stuff, that is chitta, from taking various forms, that is vritti. The good idea of explanation is necessary here. We have to understand that what chitta is and what are the vrittis. I have eyes. Eyes do not see. Take away the brain center which is in the head. The eyes will still be there. The retina complete and the picture of the object on them. Yet the eyes will not see. So the eyes are only a secondary instrument, not the organ of vision. The organ of vision in the nervous center of the brain, the two eyes, will not be sufficient because sometimes a man is asleep with the open eyes also. The light is there and the picture is there, but the third thing is necessary. The mind must join to the organs. The eyes is the external instrument. We need also brain center and the agency of the mind. Carriages roll down a street and you do not hear them. Why? Because your mind has not been attached itself to the organ of hearing. First, there is the instrument, then there is an organ, and third, the mind attaches to these two. The mind takes the impression further in and present it to the determinative faculty, buddhi, which reacts. Along with the reaction flashes the idea of egoism. Then this mixture of action and reaction is presented to the Purush, the real soul, who receives an object in this mixture. The organ, that is Indriyas, together with the mind, that is Manas, the determinative faculty, that is buddhi, and the egoism, that is ahankar, form a group called as antarkarana, the internal instrument. They are but various processes in the mind stuff called as chitta. The waves of the thought in the chitta are called as vrittis, literally whirlpool. What are thoughts? Thought is a force, has a gravitation and repulsion from the infinite storehouse of the force in nature. The institute called the instrument called chitta takes hold of some, absorb it, and send it out as thoughts. Force is supplied to us through food, and out of the food, the body obtains the power of motion, etc. Other, we see that the mind is not intelligent, yet it appears to be intelligent. Why? Because the intelligent soul is behind it. You are the only sentient being. Mind is only the instrument through which you catch the external world. Take this book as a book. It does not exit outside. What exit outside is unknown and unknowable. The unknowable furnishes the suggestion that gives a blow to the mind, and the mind gives out the reaction in the form of book. In same manner as when a stone is thrown into the water is thrown against it in the form of waves. The real universe is the occasion of the reaction of the mind. A book form or the elephant form or the man form is not outside. All that we know is our mental reaction from the outer suggestion. Matter is the permanent possibility of the sensation, and John Stuart Mill, it is only the suggestion that is outside. Take the oyster, for example. You know how pearls are made. A parasite gets inside the shell and causes irritation, and the oyster throws a sort of enameling around it, and this makes the pearl. The universe of experience is our own enamel. So, to stay, and the real universe, so to say, and the real universe is parasite serving has nucleus. The ordinary man will never understand it because when he tries to do so, he throws out the animal and sees only his own animal. Now we understand what is meant by these vrittis. The real man is behind the mind. The mind is the instrument in his hand, and it is his intelligence, and it's that is percolating through the mind. It is only when you stand behind the mind that is becomes intelligent. When man gives it up, it falls to pieces and is nothing. Thus, you understand what is meant by chitta. It is the mind stuff, and vrittis are the waves and ripples rising in it when external causes impinge on it. These vrittis are our universe. The bottom of the lake we cannot see because its surface is covered with ripples. It is only possible for us to catch a glimpse of the bottom. When the ripples have subsided and the water is calm, if the water is muddy or is agitated all the time, the bottom will not be seen. If it is certain and there are no waves, we shall see the bottom. The bottom of the lake is our own true self. The lake is the chitta and the waves are the vrittis. Again, the mind is in the three states. One idiot, one of which is the darkness, that is tamas, found in brutes and idiots. It only acts to injury. No other idea comes into the state of the mind. Then there is the active state of mind, rajas, whose chief motives are power and enjoyment. It will be powerful and rule others. Then there is a state called as sattva, that is serenity, calmness, in which the wave ceases and the water of the mind lake becomes clear. It is not inactive but rather intensely active. It is the greatest manifestation of power to be calm. It is easy to be active. Let the rein go, and the horse will run away with you. Anyone can do that, but he who can stop the plugging horses is the strong man, which requires the great strength and letting go or restraining. The calm man is not the man who is dull. You must not think or make mistake sattva for dullness or laziness. The calm man is the one who has control over mind and waves. Activity is the manifestation of the inferior strength, calmness of the superior. The chitta is always trying to get back to its natural pure state, but the organs draw it out. It restrains it. To check this outward tendency and to start it on the return journey to the essence of intelligence is the first step in yoga, because only in this way can the chitta get into this course. Although the chitta is in the every animal, from the lowest to the highest, it is only the human form that we find it has the intellect. Until the mind stuff can take the form of intellect, it is not possible for it to return through all these steps and liberate the soul. Immediately, salvation is impossible for the cow or the dog, although they have mind, because their chitta cannot as yet take that form which we call intellect. The chitta manifests itself in the following forms: scattering, darkening, gathering, one pointed and concentrated. It in the form of the pleasure or the pain. The darkening form is dullness or dullness is dullness which tend to injure. The commentator says the third form is the natural to the devas, the angelas, and first and second to the demon. The gathering form is when it struggles to center itself. The one pointed form is when it tries to concentrate, and the concentrated form is called or what brings us to samadhi. तदा दृष्टुः स्वरूपे अवस्थानम. Third shlok. At that time, the time of concentration, the seer or the purush rests in his own unmodified state. As soon as the wave have stopped and the lake have become quiet, we see its bottom. So, with the mind, when it is calm, we see over what our own nature is. We do not mix ourselves, but remain our own selves. वृत्ति वृत्तिसारूप्यम् इति अतर अरत्र it- okay. At other times, other than that of concentration, the seer is identified with the modification. For instance, someone blames it. This produce a modification, vrittis, in the mind, and I identify myself with it, and the result is misery. Vrittayaha panchatayaha klishta klishta. Shlok 5th. There are 5 classes of modification. Some are painful, some are not painful. Pramana viparya vikalpa nidra smritiha. They are right knowledge, indiscrimination, verbal delusion, sleep, and memory. प्रत्यक्ष अनुमान गमन प्रत्यक्ष अनुमानागम प्रमाणाः. 7th shlok. Direct perception, inference, and complete evidence are proofs. When two of our perception do not contradict each other, we call it proof. I hear something, and if it is contradicts something already perceived, I begin to fight it out and do not believe it. There are also 3 kinds of proof. Pratyaksha, that is direct perception, whatever we see or feel is a proof. If there has been nothing to delude the senses, I see the world, that is sufficient proof that is exist. Secondly is anuman, that is inference. You see a sign, and from the sign you come to the things signified. Third one is aptavak. Third one is agama. ಪ್ರತ್ಯಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಅನುಮಾನ್ ಆಗಮ್. Third one is aptavakya, agam, or you can say aptavakya. The direct evidence of yogis, of those who have been or seen the truth. We are all of us struggling towards knowledge, but you and I have to struggle hard and come to the knowledge through a long, tedious processes of reason. But the yogi, the pure one, has gone beyond all this. Before his mind, the past, present, and future are alike. One book for him to read. He does not require us to go through the tedious processes for knowledge. We have to. His words are proof because he sees knowledge in himself. This, for instance, are the authors of the sacred scriptures. Therefore, the scriptures are the proof. If any such person are living now, their words will be the proof. Other philosophers who go into long discussion about Aptavakya, they say, what is the proof of their words? The proof is their direct perception. Because whatever I see is a proof, and whatever you see is a proof. If you do not, does not contradict any past knowledge, there is knowledge beyond the senses, and whenever it does not contradict research and past human experience, that knowledge is proof. Any madman may come into this room and say he sees angels around him. That would not be the proof. In the first place, it must be true knowledge, and secondly, it must not contraindicate the past knowledge. And thirdly, it must depend upon the character in the of the man who gives it up or gives it out. I hear it said that the character of a man is not of so much importance as what he may say. We must first hear what he says. May be true in other things. A man who may be wicked and yet make an astronomical discovery, but in religion it is different because no impure man will ever have the power to reach the truth of religion. Therefore, we have first of all to see that the man who declares itself to the apta or to be apta is a perfectly unselfish and holy person. Secondly, that he has reached beyond the senses, and thirdly, that what he says does not contradict the past knowledge of humanity. Any new discovery of truth does not contradict the past truth but fits into it. The fortune, fourthly, that truth must have a possibility of verification. If a man says, "I have seen a vision," and tells me that I have I have no right to see it, and I believe him not. Everyone must have the power to see for himself. No one who sells this knowledge is an apto. All other conditions must be fulfilled. You must first see that the man is pure and that he has no selfish motives, that he has not no thirst for gain or fame. Secondly, he must show that he is super conscious. He must give us something that we cannot get from our senses, and which is for the benefit of the world. Thirdly, we must see that it does not contradict other truth. If it contradicts other scientific truths, reject it at once. Fourthly, the man should never be singular. He should not only respect what all men can attain. The third sort of proof are then direct sense perception, inference, and the word of an apta. I cannot translate this word into con- into English. It is not the word inspiration because inspiration is believed to come from outside, while the knowledge comes from the man himself. The literal meaning is attained.